Partner Up Challenge is starting very soon. Because what this means is that for, new members who are coming in, and veteran members alike, we're getting everyone on the same page for what the DAM system actually looks like. So let me share my screen. It's a pretty straightforward system, but feel free to ask questions if you have them. But essentially, we haven't added or taken anything away from what you're currently doing. But what we have done is we've simplified the language around what the steps are. So what we've done is we've kind of bucketed similar ideas so that what you have is a 4-step system for how the DAM program works. So right now, the way we think about things is kind of individual. We want you to log your meals. We want you to hit your macros. We want you to post your meals in the group. We want you to do a lot of different things. And so it kind of keeps things a little bit, some folks are a little bit confused about what it is that we're supposed to do. So we've created the 4-step fitness system. And in this system, we have number 1, which is fuel. So when you think about fuel, it's anything that you put into your mouth. So as the coaches ask you to check in each week, each day and each week, we want you to think about things in these 4 steps. So what fuel means is it's following your meal plan or your meal guide, and it's also the water that you've consumed for the day. So it's 2 things. It's not just one. So if in the past you've only posted your meals for the day, but you've skipped your water, then what we want to see is that you fueled your body appropriately by checking these 2 boxes. So we want to be able to start seeing your progress in terms of fuel being the 1 step, which includes 2 items, which is food and water. The next step is to train. So training includes completing 5 live or recorded training sessions per week. And it also means hitting 10,000 steps daily. So whenever we talk about training, we mean these 2 things. Anything else, like for instance, the abs or whatever challenges we do, that is extra. But whenever any of the coaches ask about training, we're asking you, did you complete your live or your recorded trainings? And also, did you hit your 10,000 steps? Track is 2 things as well. So we're asking you to log your meals in the app, and we're asking you to post daily and weekly. So those are your check-ins. Those are the things that we normally do, but that is a 2-step process. So you're logging and you're posting. And so we want those 2 things to always be top of mind where you're doing those things together. And then finally, the 4th step is engage. And what we mean by engage is that you join the morning motivation calls, you join the weekly accountability meetings, and you ask your coach for support inside of the app in the accountability group. So the 3 ways to engage are joining morning motivation, the WAM, and checking in directly with your coach via the app. So oftentimes people think engagement means chatting in the groups. Well, we would like for you to chat in the groups. In order to move seamlessly through the system, these are the things that you need to do to make sure that you have success in the program. So I'm going to actually turn over the next part of the conversation to Rima so that she can kind of walk you through what each of these mean in a little bit more detail. But before we do that, does anyone have any questions? It's pretty straightforward. Okay.
All right. So As Robin said, fuel represents what you eat and drink. And here at DAM, we ask that you follow the meal plan guide. And the plan guide is found in the Getting Started page, Getting Started tab. And then that you drink a gallon of water a day. And so you're following the meal plan guide according to your macros, the macros that you have been assigned. So let's say you have 1,900 calories. You're supposed to have 160 grams of carbs. Let's see, 160 grams of protein and 50 grams of fat. That's your nutritional goal. And so you want to follow the meal. That's your goal. So you want to eat according to your nutritional goal. That is fueling. That's not eating outside of it. Okay, it's eating according to your nutritional goal. And your macronutrients are designed strategically to work with your training. And so it's important to follow your macros, not eat more, not eat less. When you do that exactly as it's supposed to be, you're going to be able to burn fat, build strength, and then recover from training easily. When you're not properly fueled, you run the risk of not having enough energy for training and just for day-to-day stuff. It slows down your metabolism and it stalls your progress. So fuel is very important. Getting that water in. I can't tell you, I've been really, really forcing myself to drink more water, and it has made such a world of difference. I started like 2 weeks ago drinking 120 gallons of water a day, just getting at least 120, and I've been able to hit the gallon, but at least 120, and I have lost 5 pounds because I have taken away that I think I'm hungry, but really I'm thirsty. So I started drinking the water and it started filling me up and meeting that need. So I just really want to encourage everyone to follow your macronutrient goal, your daily goal, and then drink the water. All right? So step 2 is train. And training is moving with purpose, intensity, and consistency. When you train and combine it with the other steps in the system, your results are inevitable. And training includes completing the live training sessions 5 days a week or recorded sessions, but it also includes, some of us are doing a personal program. You're not taking classes and you're not doing recorded, but you have a personal program that you're doing that coach has assigned you. So training also includes that. It's either doing a live class with the 4 coaches, or it's doing a recorded class, or it's doing your personal program that's been assigned by a coach, and hitting 10,000 steps a day. And when we hit 10,000 steps a day, we're talking the 5 days a week. So 5 days of training, 5 days of hitting your 10,000 steps a day. When you're constantly moving, you'd be amazed at how many steps you can get in. When you skip workouts or do your own thing, it really disrupts the DAMFit system, making your results take longer. Many of you have seen people who join the program and hit the ground running, do everything that we tell them to do, and they have results after results, week after week after week. It's because they are not missing a step. But when you don't do one of the steps or 2 of the steps, it really slows your progress. And sometimes it causes you to ping pong back and forth, because all 4 steps work together to help you hit your goal. So train is the second step. Third step is track. And track is the one that may be the most challenging for most people, but accountability drives results. And so as Robin said, what we're talking about track is logging your meals in daily in a meal tracking system, whether it's the app or MyFitnessPal or some other system, and then posting those meals at the end of the day, daily, in your accountability group. Tracking helps to remove excuses and it builds consistency. I, we can all say, I don't like tracking. I did not like tracking when I first started my fitness journey. I would fall asleep in the middle of typing it up, or I'd forget and have to type it in the next day, or I'd get to the end of the day and forgot what I ate. But it's so essential. It's 5 years in for me now, and I track my meals. I post my meals in MyFitnessPal every day. It's become a habit. Tracking provides a way for you to know how many carbs, how many fats exactly, and how much protein you're eating. You will not know if you don't track. Guessing, guessing doesn't work. If you want to hit your nutritional goal each day, you got to know what you're eating, how much of what you're putting in your mouth. So tracking is essential. But the other really important thing is many times people will say, I'm not, I'm stuck. I'm not seeing any progress. I need something different, or what can I do? And if I can't see, or me or any of the coaches, if we can't see your meals, we can't help you because we don't know what you're eating. We don't know where the log is in the system. We don't know where the log is. And so it's essential to post your meals every day so that we can look at them if you get stuck, so that we can make suggestions. I've found that when people on my team, the ladies on my team have asked me about, head coach, what do you suggest? I've been able to go back, pull up a week of their meals, and sometimes it's real clear what the problem is, but we won't know if you don't post it. Okay? So that's step number 3. And step number 4 is engage. And to me, this might be the easiest of the 4 steps. People who engage in their fitness community are more likely to stay on track. They're more likely to lose weight and then maintain results better than those who go at it alone. It's easy because if your schedule allows, you can just log in every morning to the motivational call. It's 15 minutes, 8 to 8:15. And it's just a way to, if you take the 5:30 a.m. class, that's great. It's a really good class. But when you come into the motivational call, it's where we all can come in together and hear a motivating word, get a good boost, and go on with our day, have a good jump start to our day. The other thing is this meeting, the WAM meeting, the weekly accountability meeting. This meeting has evolved over time, and it is a really good meeting. It's 30 minutes. It's a time for us to come in and hear from our head coach, Coach Dre, about what we're doing, what's on the horizon, our training, what affects why we do what we do, and then we're able to ask questions. And so it's a really good meeting. Not only that, we get to celebrate those and highlight our members who have gone above and beyond the week before. So attending the motivational call, attending the weekly accountability meetings, but also reaching out to your coach, your accountability coach on your team page for support, and also reaching out to the mindset coaches, Coach Ken and Coach Robin, if you need to reset or reframe your goals. So engage, step number 4, is very essential. So the DAMFIT system, like I said, only has 4 steps. It's fuel, it's train, it's track, and engage. And if you miss a step, it slows down your progress. But if you follow it exactly, results will come. The DAMFIT system is designed to burn fat while preserving muscle, keeping your body strong, toned, and firm, and as you lose weight. The system only works when all parts work together. So if you stick to it, your body will transform the right way. Fuel, train, track, engage. Any questions?
You sound like a commercial, Coach Rima. I was like, "Ooh, that's a good commercial."
Well, I hope you buy into it because I want to see you reach your goal. And the way to do it is to follow the system. It's proven it works.
I have a quick question. What determines your macros? I mean, for each individual.
Get ready to fail the test.
Is Coach Dre on the line?
Yeah, he is. We can't hear you because you're muted.
Oh, sorry. I was talking. What determines your macros for each individual is based off of one, it's going to be your goal. Always your goal. And what is it that you want to obtain? Number two is your lifestyle. So how active you are in your day to day. Are you sedentary? Are you moderately active? Are you super active? And then your body type as well. So knowing these things, that's why when we're looking at the check-ins, we're very clear in the beginning, like, what is your goal? Like, what do you want to accomplish? And some people are like, oh, I'll lose 10 pounds. And it's like, well, what does that mean to lose 10 pounds? What is it? What do you really want to accomplish? How do you want to see yourself? And so if you see yourself, for example, Naj, everyone sees her and it's like, oh, she lost a lot of weight. But actually, if you look at her check-ins, like, there's days that she keeps gaining weight, but she looks tremendously different, right? Verlina too. They've seen her. They look different even though they've gained weight. So when it begins, like, I just want to lose all this weight. And I had to remember, even when they lost all that weight, then I was like, oh, this is not what I thought I was going to look like. So it's always going to be determined on your actual goal. And the goal is like, how do I actually see myself? And so all those other factors we take into consideration. So it's very important that you're checking in, using the tools that we have so that we can make sure that we're guiding you in the right direction, not just guessing. I don't want to guess, and I don't want you to have to guess either. So we'll be very clear on how to get to these goals. Did that answer your question?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. As any other questions that we have? I wanted to get to some things too, but before we did that, I just want to make sure that we all understand how to use the system and why, so that we can get great results. But is there any other questions that you may have right now? We want to make sure we are answering questions, especially about nutrition, your training. So yeah, if you have any questions, go ahead on and fire them out right now.
Yeah, I have a question. Can you hear me? This is Rita.
Anybody have any questions? Anyone?
Jesus, I have a question.
Okay, so if no one has any questions, then I can just move on to the next thing. Does anybody?
Rita was asking a question.
Oh, Rita? I didn't hear her. Rita? I don't hear nobody. Y'all hear somebody?
Can you hear me?
I hear you guys. Okay, I'm back.
Oh, there you go. Hi, Rita.
Yes, how are you?
I'm doing good. You looking fancy.
Well, I got called out last meeting, so I ain't gonna forget that one. But anyway, my question was, I heard Rima say macros are set according to your, and I didn't get the last word. What are the macros set to? And you just answered it, did you not, Dre, by saying it's set to your body type and your activity, your lifestyle. Is that what macros are set to? Macros are set according to my, and I didn't finish my sentence. Is that right? Did Dre answer my question?
Yes. So your macros so everyone's macros are always going to be set to them. So if your macros, so here's the thing, people go wrong. You try to use somebody else's meal plan and be like, oh, I don't know why I'm not seeing the results, because your meal plan ain't like hers. Rima, how much you weigh?
131.
And I had your macro set when you were training. You were lighter than that. And your macros were set were high. How high were your macros set to? Your calories?
1900 and 160 for protein, 190 carbs, and 53. I was talking about.
I had you higher than that in competition season.
At one point, you did have me at 21.
Right. So I may have her macros like way at 2100, and I may have somebody else down to like 15. Even though someone's smaller, it just depends on the body type, where we're at in the training, and their activity level. So a person, based off your true goal, where you want to be at, right? So if you like, oh, I want to lose 15 pounds, but I don't feel like working out, and I'm gonna eat whatever I want to eat, and then your macros is gonna be set to whatever bullshit that you over there telling me. It's not gonna be based off of something that's realistic to get you to where you want to be at. So when you have a real goal, right, and like this is what I really want to accomplish, then we look at how you're training, because she's like Rima said, your macros and your meal plan is always going to be based off of what we're doing in the training,
Okay.
right? So it's always going to be based that. Holly says, when can we set our macros? Number one, the reason why we have you check in the beginning of the training, your meals, before we even say what your macros are, because we have to learn you. It's impossible and irresponsible and downright stupid for someone to say day one, your macros are going to be this. I don't know what you do. You could be just a lying to me, talking about you work out every day and you eat perfect, and then I'll give you this macros that matches Rima's at 19 or 2100, and then you come back and you gain all this weight. You talk about, well, Andre, you told me my macros should be 2100. Well, you lied to me. You told me you was an active person, and you told me all these things. So when we are getting to learn you in your check-ins, right? So we're getting to learn how you're doing. Like Rima says, I'll pull up the whole week's worth of check-ins in the first week. Then I can see how you're doing. And I can assess and be like, okay, great. Based off of how you're doing, I think I want to set your macros to this. All right. And then once I have your pictures, we have your pictures turned in. We have a week of like just learning how you eat. And then based off of you'll get a meal plan when you start, and based off of how you're doing with the meal plan, we can then adjust the macros, and then we can change some things in the meal plan for you. But Holly, so after your first week of you checking in the meals, the sooner you start checking in meals and you're consistent, the sooner I can have an accurate pinpoint for what your macros are. And some of you guys, you've had your macros set, they haven't changed because you haven't checked in, simply because of that. And then once we reset and we start a new challenge, you'll see your macros are a lot different based off of the fact that we know you now, and we know that at this starting point, we need to set your macros and be here. And if you are checking in on a day-to-day basis, then we know that you can be on point to hit results. The key point about this is that we have these trackers for you, and on a weekly basis, we're letting you know, hey, based off everyone who's checked in, they're doing their program, they're seeing results, and it's very rare. It's very rare that we get somebody who is doing everything in the training, and they're not getting any results. I don't really see that often. Rima, do you see that happen often on your team?
No.
Yeah. So it's one of the key things is to check in. And I see somebody say they don't have their meal plan yet. I got to get your pictures, and I got to get everything set up for you. So I don't have your pictures yet, and the intake form. When we get that, I'll make sure you have that. We can do that tonight. Are there any other questions that we have?
Coach Jay, Mr. Bower has questions, but it's more about like the fees and stuff. Should he ask that in this platform or separately?
Yeah. What? So we have a challenge, the family challenge right now. If you have somebody who wants to start with you on the challenge, and they are a family member, i.e., wife, husband, kid, they can simply join onto your account for the $2.99 and start the family challenge and get in the program right now, which is something that we've never done before, that we wanted to extend to the family to make this something that we are all doing together, support each other in the family, and being the change that we need to see within our own family. So you can join right now with your family member, and it'll just be that if it's a family member add-on, it'll just be $2.99 if it's a family member add-on.
Now, how do we do? I'm sorry, a family member add-on. How do we do that again?
Oh, no problem. Seeing that we've been talking about this for the past 6 weeks, all you have to do is if they're a family member and they're adding, meaning you are the family member, you can add them to your account. And let's be clear, they go to your account. So if your family member decides not to pay, you paying for them. So it gets added to your account. So make it clear they get added to your account. Ain't no need for you to call me and be like, well, let me give you their card, because it gets added to your account. They are an add-on to your account, and it'll only be the $2.99.
Oh,
Is that $2.99 a month or a flat fee for the 5 weeks?
No, it's $2.99 a month.
additional. Wait a minute, additional, right?
Yes, for that person.
Okay.
Yeah, that person. Raise your hand if you didn't come to the past 3 whams. Yeah, I can tell. Yeah. But those are good questions. Anybody else have any other questions? Because those are good. We want you to make sure that you are doing this with your family. That's why we have this family challenge. And that's also why it's good to do this, because we want to make sure that this is a no-brainer, that everybody can do this program and has the opportunity to be the change in their family that they want to see. We are really passionate about not only passing down generational wealth, but we want to pass down generational health, and especially for Black men. I will not stop saying this, that if you look at what happened this year or in 2024, you've seen a lot of brothers that left this earth before 70, and the CDC says that the average age for a Black man in America, as 2008, they did 2021 was the last one they did. It went up from 64 to 69. We ain't even making it to 70. And if you look at all the people that passed last year, looking at Ricky Henderson and all these guys, it's like, man, it was out of here, 65. So we want to be the change that we want to see in our communities. And, a lot of us are leaving here from things that we could have prevented, and it's really sad when we get to that point where I get a lot of brothers that turn in 56, they ride to 55, then it's like, okay, now I'm ready now. I done put down the drink and the smokes, and I'm ready today. And I'll be like, man, okay. But it doesn't matter how old you are when you start. It's just about getting healthy and starting, because your family needs you, you need to be here, and we need the best version of you. It does not matter the age you start. It is not too late. And we deserve to be at our best at any age. I believe that wholeheartedly.
Here.
Anybody else, any other questions? Oh, Rita got a question, but you muted, so we can't hear you. I don't like your hat, by the way. I'm gonna get you a USC hat. Okay. I don't know
Muted.
what you're saying.
Rita.
You muted. But you got that same jacket on from Missy I Can't Stand the Rain video.
Shut up.
Rita, we can't hear you. You are on mute. All right, we're going to read your lips. You said,
Damn Scorpio.
can you drink sugar honey iced tea? No. Not in this challenge. You cannot drink sugar honey iced tea. That is something that we want to let go. Yeah. Type in the chat, 'cause we can't hear you. At least I can't hear you. I don't know if anybody else can hear you. We can't hear. All right. Is there any other questions before we get out of here? Verlina, you good? Holly, you good? Everybody good? All right. No other questions. Rita, I see your lips moving, but we can't hear you. You may want to just type it. Just type it up. All right, real quick before we go. We want to make sure that everyone has the tools that they need. And so Robin has partnered, has really done a lot of work. And because I got to give it up to these people here, because we have a world fitness champion on our team. I mean, you got a dominant figure, 2-time world fitness champion. We also have the current world fitness champion. We also have the current USA champion. Look at her on the wall. Like, you love yourself when you got
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So we got the current USA champion here We have current top place finisher at the Miss Olympia here. And so because of all these great accolades, Robin was able to knock down some doors and get some big time sponsorships and strategic alliances that got our foot in the door with some big companies that are giving us huge incentives that we wouldn't have got otherwise. And we're able to offer these discounts to our community, without trying to have everybody go buy all this expensive stuff. We can get the top of the line things that are needed, so we can get what we need to see success and have the data needed it takes for us to be successful. So I'm really excited. She put a lot of work to get these sponsorships and these alliances. So Robin, let's talk about some of the things that Flex has been able to pass on to us in regards to these huge discounts and their wonderful products.
Yeah. So to begin with, we decided, Coach Dre and I decided to go with their SMART scale. It's a biometric scale. We've talked about it in prior meetings, but the biometric scale is really aligned with where the direction that we're headed, which is leaning into more data and really becoming smart about the type of training that we're doing. And so the partnership is really focused on making sure that we bring to the DAM community top quality products that are designed to support our program in particular. And so you'll start to see other products come in very soon. We have the scale, which is one of them. They have advertised in our magazine in the past the red light therapy products. And that red light therapy is really designed for healing, recovery, and cell rejuvenation, especially when it comes to injuries and things like that. I'm happy to share more information about those products. They are not currently in our store, but we do have a discount that I can offer you for a code if you're interested in red light therapy products. And then there's other tools that we're working through a couple of partnerships right now, or a couple of I'm working on getting the right discount for this group, but they're all in support of what we're doing here at DAM, and I think they are one of our best companies that we've worked with to date, and more to come. So if you're interested in the scale, it's in the DAM store right now, and then just keep watching. There's going to be other tools that come in that are in support of the DAM program. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If I don't have an answer, I'll make sure to connect with their reps and see if we can get products that maybe you're interested in but don't have access to yet.
I have a question. You talked to the guys about the scale and using it for the challenge, and we didn't talk about that much with the ladies. I kind of want you to just touch on that.
I'm sorry. I've had a couple conversations so far, so I am a little bit remiss in thought that I've talked to the ladies about it. So let's talk about it. Let me pull it up on the DAM site. 1 second.
Rita, while she's pulling that up, I see you off mute now. You want to ask your question?
Yes. If the family has some questions that I can't answer, what should they do, or who should they call about this challenge?
They can call Sabrina.
Okay.
You're on Sabrina's team, right?
Yes.
Yeah, just hand it over to Sabrina.
Okay. Now I have a brother. She could call you or still call Sabrina.
You can call Sabrina.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's see. I'll just start with the store. So if you
Do they know what the scale does?
Yeah, let me share my screen and you can see little snippets of what it is. Bear with me. All right, so here's the store. It's currently listed in, we have a couple of different colors. You may have access to this. Okay, so essentially what this is it's more than a smart scale. So the scale is designed to read your entire body. There is a scale that some of us, and especially in the earlier days, used at a company called Max Muscle. You don't have to buy this scale. You can also go to a company called Max Muscle, where they have the full biometric body scale where they measure, 28 points in your body to tell you what your measurements are that are really pretty accurate. And so your measurements are going to look a lot like this. And the consistency between what you see at Max Muscle versus what you see on this scale are pretty close. So essentially what you'll see, and I have other information if you want to get a little bit more granular, if you want to see it more clearly, but it's able to measure your limbs, so your legs and your arms, and also your torso. So you get to see, instead of measuring your weight or your inches, you actually get to see the percentage of body fat and also muscle on your torso without having to go through the process of measuring. And so all you do is you stand on the scale, you put your arms out using the tool that they have available, and it measures your entire system. And so what it looks at is your visceral fat. It looks at different muscle composition. It helps you really, really understand if you're following the DAM fitness system. If you're following it well, you're going to notice that your muscle is increasing. So if you're getting all the protein that you need, according to your meal guide, you're going to see that your muscles are starting to grow. If you see and your fat is starting to decrease, you'll see those trends over time, and you'll get to measure it yourself, which is amazing. And so if you're, pretty much in the yellow except for your protein is low in those macro bars that we measure, that we track each week, you're going to start seeing that your muscles are starting to decrease where your fat is increasing, because that's the levels that happen in your body. If one thing changes, another thing changes. And so what you want to start doing is using data to help you understand where your meals and your training are taking you, instead of just kind of guessing. So one of the things that we do now, and we're moving away from this, and we're using more intelligent ways of measuring ourselves, is we look at each week when we post our results for the week, we celebrate how much weight we lost, if that's the goal. And so, 2 pounds down or 3 pounds down. What we don't know is whether that's 3 pounds of water, that's 3 pounds of fat, or if that's 3 pounds of muscle. We have no idea. And so we're moving into a different direction, which is more intelligent tracking. And so this scale is available to you. There are other scales on the market. You don't have to buy this one, but this one tracks 28 different measurements. And it's really, really important because we're going to start looking at all these different measurements as we continue. So it's helpful information. Some people already have smart scales, but they're not going to give you all of the information that this one provides. If you have a scale that doesn't have the, so I'm going to show you this image right here. So this here, this is the, it has trackers on the handle so that it can measure all of your different kind of electrodes inside your body from your torso. If you have a scale that is a smart scale that only has the information that pulls from your feet alone, then you're not going to get as much data. You'll get some data, but not as much data. And so if you like that scale, you can keep that scale. But the only issue is that it's not going to measure your limbs. So you're going to have to do that manually. So now you're going to be a little bit off from what we're actually measuring. So just, keep this in mind. There's a lot of really good data here. This is one of the best scales on the market. We've priced it very, very competitively. So the best part about this price is very competitive, the $132.99, but we're also offering a damn family discount. So if you haven't purchased one yet, if you have intentions to purchase one, wait until you see the code in the, let's see, I put it yesterday in the men's page. I'll put it today in the Sister Circle page so that you have access to it. I think everybody on the call has access to Sister Circle. If you don't worry about it. I'll put it in the community. So you'll have information. And you can feel free to reach out to me at any time, and I'm happy to share more info. Any questions? Very good.
All right. So let's get ready to get to our goals. I think that Passion has a question.
I actually have a comment. I don't know if anybody has FSA or HSA, but check into your plans if you do, because generally you can buy a biometric scale with that.
Yes.
So I just
Thanks for the reminder. That's how I've gotten some of my Peloton equipment, by having my physician write a necessity letter. You can use your funds for all kinds of things.
Yeah, so I'm glad you mentioned that. I wasn't ready to mention it quite yet, but we are working on getting that certification on the site. We just have to jump through a couple of hoops before we can offer it. I'm thinking it'll take probably 3 weeks or so to finish the process. But don't wait. Right now, there's a really great discount that is bigger than the FSA discount anyway, and they don't combine. So just keep that in mind. So that's in part why we priced it the way that we did. But that's a really good point, Passion. Thank you for bringing that up.
So Coach Robin, just a follow-up question for that. If we have the money that's set aside on the FSA card, you guys would still have to do your piece in order to get approval for those card purchases to go through. Is that correct?
Yeah.
It's usually FSA that determines that, right? Doesn't it? They have a list of things that are eligible.
But they would have to add it.
These scales are eligible for it. And so the way that it works is the company that sells the product has to be able to charge the card. Now, you can get reimbursed if you choose to go that direction. You can get reimbursed, and you'll have the receipt and everything that you need for reimbursement. But we're hoping to get it on the site so that you don't have to take the extra step. And so FSA has classified this type of scale. To your point, True. They have classified this type of scale as FSA eligible.
That's good to know. I got a lot of money to spend this year on that.
Yeah. And that's the goal, is we're trying to make sure that each product that we put in the store is eligible.
Robin, I'm sorry, I don't mean to open up too many cans of worms, but the red light therapy, when you do have more information about that, I'd like to talk to you about that. That can be eligible as well.
Absolutely. That's 100% eligible.
Yeah, FSA, they do have red light therapy mask on their site. I'm glad you mentioned that. I was wondering. Good stuff. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Passion, because that was my question. But thank you.
All right. Any other questions before we get out of here? I'm glad these are great questions. I'm glad you guys, ladies, are asking these questions, because it's a great time for us to get them out. I know we've gone over a little bit, but definitely want to make sure that we are asking the question. There's no bad question. Whatever question you have, I'm pretty sure someone else wanted to ask it but just didn't. So these are great questions. Anybody else have any questions that they want to ask? Why you gotta text me this? Yes. Yeah, to answer your questions, I got that text, but I'm not gonna say who just sent it to me. Their question is, am I too young? Am I too what? I'm not. I feel like I have gout, but I think I'm too young to have gout. Can I still get gout even if I feel young and I'm not? This is not. Yes, you can get gout. I hope that answers your question. Anybody else have any other questions? No? Because you could have just asked that in the group. All right. Well, Andy said he asked you if you want to go snowboarding. Yes, I want to go snowboarding, but I got gout right now. I'll go when my gout is gone. I'll go. All right, y'all. Let's get to these goals. Live dynamic. Let's train athletic. Be the movement. We are on tomorrow. Bring a friend to the morning motivation. We have a great morning motivation tomorrow morning. Don't miss it. It will be a good one. Bring your pen and pad. It is with the Mindset Masters tomorrow morning. It's gonna set the call ablaze. So get ready. You ready for it?
Yeah, we're gonna have a little fun tomorrow, so be prepared. Tell everybody join in. It's gonna be a little different, but yeah, join in. It's gonna be a little different. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Different is good.
Different is good, yeah.
All right, y'all.
So invite your friends, invite your family. Get them all on the call.
All right, live dynamic, train athletic, be the movement. See y'all later. Kimmy, check the app. Robin put it in there. All right, y'all. See you later.
Night,